are live for the Nashville Shootout championship game. Getting another late start here this morning. The St. Louis-based Merrimack Sharks 14U team just wrapped up a win on the game before us. So now we're waiting for them to clear the ice so we can get our Kirkwood Stars in action for a rematch against the Carolina Junior Hurricanes in the 12U championship game of this Nashville Shootout. It will be a tough test for these Stars who've dropped the first two games against the Carolina Hurricanes this weekend, losing 2-1 in their first game against this opponent on Friday, and then a really lopsided affair yesterday, Kirkwood losing 7-2 against these same Carolina Hurricanes. That first game was very closely contested and seemed like we would get three really hard-fought battles this weekend. Yesterday did not go the same way, although both games started very similarly, with Carolina jumping out to early 2-0 leads. On Friday, Carolina used the same set play twice to score their early goals in the first period, coming down the wing on the far boards, the right side of the ice. And then as they enter the face-off circle, using a little drop-off pass to a winger in support who has an open shot from that pass, ripping it into the low pads. First one snuck under Rory's pads cleanly for the goal. Second time they used that exact same play, Rory made the initial stop, but Carolina was there for the rebound, was able to work it across the goal line for the 2-0 lead. From that point on, though, on Friday's game, Kirkwood is able to slowly tilt the ice in their favor. It really looked like Kirkwood had the better side of that game for the second half of it, and looked like it would be a really evenly matched contest between these two teams for the rest of the weekend. They were able to cut the lead in half, make it a 2-1 game, and really made a strong push towards the end to get that game level. They just could not do it. Yesterday was a completely different story, though, although, like I said, it did start the same way with Carolina jumping out to the 2-0 lead. But instead of working back into the game like they did Friday, this time it got away from them, and they were chasing the whole way and really never had a chance to be in that one. So we'll see which version of the Stars we get here this morning. Will it be the Friday team that played this Carolina Hurricanes team very close, or will it be Saturday's team that really just got blown out of the barn? More than tactics and strategy, the conversation around this team and this matchup has been about effort and energy and urgency. So we're hoping to see, with the championship on the line, a different gear from the Kirkwood Stars today. Those early round, the group play games, always have a little bit different vibe. You would hope that in a tournament setting, the boys could get up for it. But whenever there's a tournament championship on the line, banners and trophies and medals to be won, it seems to bring out a different level of energy and effort and urgency from the kids. So we're hoping to see that today. I expect to see Aiden Lamb wearing the captaincy. He was the player that brought the level of intensity that the coaches want to see across the roster. Every time Aiden touched the puck yesterday, it just looked completely different than when anyone else had it. He, in my mind, was the best player on the ice from either side. Just the definition of an impact player. When when he touched the puck, things were much different. He has a different level of speed, a different gear of intensity, and he was really the player that was creating for Kirkwood yesterday. And so I expect to see him wearing the captaincy because he needs to lead that, and that needs to be contagious for the rest of the team. They need to follow his lead and match his level of intensity across the entire roster, and that will be what keeps Kirkwood in the game today. Following Aiden Lamb's lead and playing up to his level. You want to see that kind of intensity from every player on this team today. It was Aiden Lamb who had the assist on goal 1 yesterday. It was Leo Bauer burying the rebound, but Aiden's extra gear, that high motor behind the goal is what created the chance. And Leo was there on the doorstep to put away the rebound, cleaning up the trash. Aiden then scored the second goal himself, finishing with points on both of Kirkwood's goals. So we'll see if he can repeat that performance today. They're going to need him against this Carolina team that has looked like the best team that Kirkwood has faced all season. Kirkwood has played almost exclusively its league opponents, even in tournaments before this weekend. All of their preseason scrimmages, their declaration games, their league games, and even hometown tournament games have almost all been against St. Louis area teams who play in their league with them. Really just that Northwest Chargers team from Chicago we saw at the Veterans Cup, the only team not in their league that we've seen. So coming out here to Nashville, getting to see a little different caliber of opponent, on both ends, of course. Nashville's team was probably a cut below what we see in St. Louis, and this Carolina team is a cut above what we see in St. Louis. Kirkwood, of course, handling that Nashville team with a 4-1 win on Friday, and then needing to chase the game and come back twice against Nashville on Saturday. They fell behind 1-0, brought it level on the goal by Jacob Schultz, then fell behind again 2-1 before leveling it and equalizing, and then eventually taking the lead late to secure their spot in this championship game. That Nashville team, I would say, is probably closer to maybe a B1 team in St. Louis. This Carolina team, however, is definitely the highest caliber of opponent Kirkwood has seen. We did play against Merrimack's A2 team in an early at-home tournament, and Kirkwood did win that game. I think that's going to be what keeps Kirkwood feeling confident and like they can steal this game today, is they have played up a tier before and won a tournament. You know, you don't have to beat this Carolina team in a series. It doesn't matter that Carolina has won the first 2 games. If Kirkwood wins this game, they will come home with the hardware. So you don't have to win a full series against a team like this. You just have to steal one in the right game. And today is that right game. We'll see if Kirkwood can find its best stuff here. What makes this Carolina team so dangerous is they're not only fast like the Rockets team that we saw that beat Kirkwood in that Veterans Cup championship game, but I would say that Carolina, in addition to having that speed on the forward line, is also much more organized. You know, we even saw right out of the gate on Friday them running a set play like that they scored twice on. You don't really see as much of that out of the St. Louis teams in Kirkwood's league. And so I would say this Carolina team, if they were in St. Louis, would probably be A2, A1 caliber, as opposed to the A3 division that Kirkwood plays in, because they just have a different level of organization to go along with the skill and speed that they bring. You saw the goals yesterday were a little bit different than the goals we saw against us on Friday. There was the set play that scored the 2 goals for Carolina early on Friday. Yesterday's goals was just them beating our defensemen straight up. You know, the first 2 goals, it felt like started pretty innocently enough out of Carolina, entering the zone with defensemen in front of them. They just skated through and around our defensemen. They are able to hit a different gear once they enter the attacking zone and turn the corner on the defenseman or make a move into the high danger areas in the slot. And so even when Kirkwood had the play covered with both defensemen back, Carolina was still able to create high danger scoring chances in those scenarios. So that's what I mean by a different caliber opponent. Is it's not just the same level of skill or a higher level of skill. It's both that speed and that talent, and then adding the organization, adding the ability to run set plays. It's a really good test for Kirkwood. You know, coming down here to Nashville, it's a little disappointing to see only 2 teams in the division with us, because when you go to these out-of-town tournaments, you want to expose yourself to different teams and different levels of play. But I think getting 3 games against this Carolina team, honestly, is exactly what Kirkwood needs to get ready for league play. To play up, to play against a higher level of competition, should really sharpen them for when they return to St. Louis for their league play. You see Kirkwood here going with the traditional Montreal warm-up. It's a little bit different look than they've used this season. You see a lot of teams use this warm-up. There was some conversation last night that this is the drill that's going to give Rory the right looks, the right type of warm-up to get herself loose and sharp for the game. It also just keeps everybody engaged. You get the tape-to-tape passes. You make a pass, you receive a pass, you make a shot, and then Rory gets really good focused shots on goal as well. Some teams shy away from this drill because you do have kids waiting in line and you like to keep everyone active for the short amount of warm-up time that you get. But at this level, I don't think you can always trust the kids to warm themselves up. You need a little bit more structure like you see here. So going back to the traditional Montreal drill for the warm-ups here, just trying to, you know, more than anything, just change the vibe, change the mojo here. Coming off a really lopsided loss, you want to feel like you've got something up your sleeve to do something a little bit different, change the energy. So they're going with the new warm-up today. Hopefully that gets them ready to play a different game than they played yesterday. Rory came in to the tournament nursing a sprained wrist after her snowboarding accident, but she has looked healthy and strong all weekend. No concerns about her availability once we got down here, and it's really been a non-issue. You have seen the boys be a little bit more protective of her on those whistles that she covers the puck on. They know that they need to keep that glove side hand clear of any contact. But she has looked like her normal self in goal. No signs of an injury there. So dodging a bullet there with the star goalie between the pipes. As we get ready to drop the puck on championship game here in Nashville, Gary Force Acura Ice Arena. You hear Rory commenting. She approves of the new warm-up routine. Like I was saying, I think it gives her a higher level of focus, shots, and quality shots to get herself ready for action.
Let's go, boys! Hey, girls! Let's go, you guys, move the line. Let's go here. Big start here, guys. Big start.
They started tinkering with the lines at the end of the game yesterday. We'll see if they go back to their normal alignment or have any new matchups or pairings on the forward line. He wanted to get Aiden and Bryson on the ice together late in the game. We'll see if we get that again today. Looks like we're gonna have Jaden and Jackson. Jaden in the circle, Jackson on his left wing. Will Dunbar on the right with Jacob and Bodie back on the D-line for the opening puck drop of this championship. Those Lowry bros just always know how to find each other in the attacking zone. Love seeing them on the ice together. Don't want to mess with that. I've been meaning to go back through the goals this season to count how many times Jaden and Jackson have hooked up together to assist. One brother assisting the other on a goal. I think that's a fun story this season because it's not just in name only or family only. It's not just a throwaway line. They really do have a special connection on the ice. They just seem to have this extra brother sense of where their brother is, and they work together in a different way than any other pair of teammates out here. Really fun to see them find each other in the offensive zone. Maybe they can get an early goal here as the puck is on the ice for the championship game. Carolina wins it into the slot. Early shot, early goal. Right off the jump. Carolina striking 15 seconds into the game. Hurricane alert is on here. You can see them winning the puck in the neutral zone and coming with speed, making a move into that slot for a high danger shot. And when they get those looks, they do not miss. They are very opportunistic and just high percentage with converting those looks in front of the goal. So early 1-0 hole here for Kirkwood in this championship game. David on the draw for Kirkwood. We got Aiden on his right and Leo on the left. Kirkwood does have it down there in the attacking zone. Carolina bringing it out. Gavin chases it back into the corner. Up to Leo. Held in at the line. Shot bounces wide. Blake on the puck. Aiden gets it out. Comes back in offsides, and you do see him wearing the captaincy like we talked about in the pregame. Aiden Lamb earning that mark on his jersey with an incredible performance yesterday, even in a loss. And there you go, here he goes. Turning on the Jets, turning the corner on the defenseman, getting in close. Save! And that's what I mean by it looks different when Aiden's on the puck. He has a different gear, he has a different level of juice that he brings. When he gets the puck with any amount of space in front of him, he can turn on the Jets in a hurry. Carolina goalie doing a good job to keep the puck out of the net on that breakaway attempt. They are going to need Aiden to create those chances and finish them today. Carolina fights through traffic in the neutral zone. Stolen by Bryson, going the other way. Shot from the wing, stick to side. Sam tries to hold it now, Bodie steps up. Carolina coming out of the zone. Nice back check by Bryson to win the puck back. That's the effort we want to see. Carolina wins it the other way. Tries to turn the corner. Shot, rebound. Only red jerseys are there. Jacob misses Bryson on the exit pass. Comes back to Jacob. As Liam switches it to the weak side, Kirkwood goes for the change. Carolina picks up the loose puck. Nice stick by Blake to break up the centering pass. It goes in deep to the corner. Turning it around, switching, shooting. Glove save, Rory. So 1-0 Carolina here early in the first period. Hurricanes scoring 15 seconds into this one. As Jaden takes the draw for Kirkwood, back to the point, bouncing puck goes behind the net. Carolina's on it. Which side do they want to go? Comes out in front, wide of the goal. Carolina back on it, working it into the slot. They pick it up, they shoot wide. It's loose on the back door. Cleared away. Carolina dumps it in deep, winning it in the corner. Jaden on the puck, up ahead to Will, he's clearing away. Has to turn on the Jets here. Shot goes wide to the backboards. Centering pass, nobody's home. Gavin holds the line. Shot is blocked. And Carolina chips it forward in the zone, one-on-one here. Strong shoulder by Jacob. He's got time and space. Picks out Jackson. Up ahead into the zone. Up around the boards. Carolina's on it. Nice back check. It sneaks out to Jacob. Stick chips it into the zone. Loose puck. Stick down. Follow up. It's loose in the crease for a moment. Swept aside. On the back door, it's Leo. He loses it. Carolina is coming with speed. Defense is back, makes a move. And Aiden has it, has some space, makes a bobble. Carolina wins it back. Jacob skating it out. Carolina coming back in, 2-on-1 if they hurry. What a shot, backhand, top shelf. Carolina doubling its lead. That is just precision on the backhand, coming around the edge of the slot there. That is the high quality finishing skill you see out of this Carolina team. When they get in close, they don't miss their spots. And now Carolina up 2-0 here with even 8 minutes left to go in the first period. Coming back for more. 2-on-1 again.
Good, Gavin. Way to get back.
Back check by Gavin, broke that one up. Carolina on it in the corner. Sam picks it off. Going behind his own goal, switching it back the other way. Blake whiffs on the pass, turned over here. Sam gets it forward. And now out to Bryson. He chips it. He's behind everyone. Coming in, shooting. Save. Another breakaway for Kirkwood. Turned aside. They've had their chances. Just not able to finish like Carolina has early here. Puck comes back to Blake. Over to Gavin. Up. Chipped in. That's Jackson and Bryson working together. On the boards, battling for it. Carolina comes away with it. Deep into the corner. Jacob is there. Turns it around. Jaden up to Jackson. Up to Will. Carolina recovers the puck. Switching it back up that same way. Carolina drop pass. Here's that same play they scored on twice Friday. Up to Jaden at center ice. Working with Jackson now. Carolina turning it around. Carolina shooting it from the wing. Blocked by Bodie. Up the boards to Jackson. He's out on a break. Strong stick from Carolina. Breaks up the rush. They send it out to Bodie at neutral ice. He dumps it back in. Kirkwood goes for a change. Carolina reloads. Stretch pass, misses everything. Goes for icing. So 2-0 Carolina here. 5:33 left in the first period. Carolina scoring 15 seconds into the game before doubling their lead on a high precision top shelf backhand. David will take the draw here. Back to Blake, shot, rebound, it's loose. Can't get a stick to it. Kirkwood has had their chances today. Had a couple breakaways, good look on the rebound there. Just not able to bury the puck like Carolina. Leo skates after the loose puck here. Broken up. Aiden loses it. Carolina coming the other way. Working it into the corner. Top of the face-off circle. Stick save by Rory. Nice move by David coming out of the zone. It comes back in offsides. 2-0 Carolina, 4:46 left to go in the first period. Liam Gale will take the face-off draw for Kirkwood. He's got Sam on his left, Bryson on his right. Bodie and Jacob on the D-line. Carolina wins the draw into the zone. Skating in, shooting. Glove saved by Rory. She drops it and covers.
Bryson.
They do it again. Stalemate on the draw. Carolina comes away with it. Long shot blocked in the slot. Loose now. Centering pass, only red jerseys are there. Sam picks it up on the far boards. Now Jacob on the puck, sending it out to Bryson, tape-to-tape pass. Battle for it, here comes Carolina, 2-on-2. Bryson bangs it out to the neutral zone. Carolina reloads there in their own end now. Good stick by Kirkwood. Coming the other way. Carolina turns it back over. Bryson on a loose puck, skating it out himself. Dumping it in, deep into the corner, behind the goal. Going for a change. Here comes Carolina. Blake. Pass is picked off, but he skates in offsides. It will be Jaden and Jackson. Jackson skating it through the neutral zone. Finds Jaden on the wing. Shot coming. Glove save. Kirkwood chasing it into the corner. Behind the goal, Jaden in front. Another save. Kirkwood generating a few good looks here on this shift. Here comes Carolina on a rush. Dumping it in, wrapping it around to the other side. Gavin is there, chips it forward. Now out to Jaden, one-on-one with the defenseman. Drops it to Jackson. Battle for it in the corner. Kirkwood comes away with it. Off the back netting. Now Carolina looking to exit. They do. Blake is there. Forecheck keeps coming. Will sends it up to Jaden. Has some space here. He dumps it in. Wraps it around behind the goal. Jackson's there on the other side. Carolina gets to it first. Aiden. Shot is blocked. It falls loose to Bodie. Long wrister, just wide. Fresh legs coming on for Kirkwood. David on the forecheck. Here's Bodie. Sending it back down. David in on the forecheck, winning the puck behind the goal. Aiden's on it in the corner, trying to get it to Bodie. Now centers it to David. Shot coming wide. Oh, Leo was there on the back door. Couldn't get a stick to it. Good shift here from Kirkwood. Big pressure. Now Carolina exits. Broken up at center line. That's Aiden on the puck. Skating in, making a move. Passing to the weak side. Broken up by Carolina. This is the best Kirkwood's looked all game. And Carolina in away, and they score. And that has been the difference today. The finishing skill in front of the net. Carolina not missing. Kirkwood still working to crack the code at the other end. Both teams have had their chances. You just see much higher percentage finishing skill out of this Carolina side. This hasn't been as lopsided as yesterday. The scoreline says it's still a one-sided affair. 3-0 Carolina here as we are in the final minute of the first period. Kirkwood getting another chance in front. Battle for it. Shot. Out to Carolina, neutral ice, one-on-one with Gavin. Nice stick by Gavin to break it up. Sam tries to give it a whack. He's taken down.
Come on, Sam. All right.
Blake gets it around up to Bryson. He exits the zone, finds Liam. Can't grab the handle. Carolina comes the other way. 5 seconds here. And that'll close the book on the first period. Kirkwood trailing 3-0. The score says the game is lopsided, but Kirkwood has had their fair share of chances at the other end.
That's kind of what's happening, okay? That's the only way they're scoring goals. So let's fix that, right? Instead of just trying to get their stick, poke it away, stop in front of them, get in front of them, make them go through you or around you, right? Don't just poke with your stick and hope that you get it. We make sure that they don't get to the net by keeping our body in front of them. We have to have back check and pressure through the neutral zone. When you guys are back checking, don't skate parallel to the guy coming down the ice with the puck. You have to start to angle that guy to the boards. Right? Don't take that Be better and stronger in the neutral zone. Shut them down in the neutral zone before they get to our end. All right? Other than that, we're getting our chances. We're very well.
Yep. All right. Get chances, all right? Keep going.
Coach Bauer making the point that I was about to make, that this isn't a matter of Carolina just pinning Kirkwood in and pressuring them, and it's not the one-sided affair the scoreline might suggest. It's been even chances at both ends. It's just Carolina's burying their looks and Kirkwood is not. That's the finishing skill we've seen out of this Carolina team. They do not miss in those high danger areas. Kirkwood still struggling to crack the code on the Carolina goalie. But you saw Kirkwood finish that period with a really strong shift, getting some possession and pressure and some good looks as well. Just got to start burying some shots.
No ice, no ice.
So 3-0 Carolina as we start the second period.
Be a parade. Someone's got to fight for the check. Someone's got to get a rebound. Let's go. Come on.
Bodie in the corner. Kirkwood working it out. Will racing for the puck. Battle in the corner. Jackson's got it. Looking for a pass. Wrap around. Off the back netting. Will gets it back to the point. That's Bodie loading up his wrister. It goes wide. Jackson back on it. Held in. Oh, Jacob gets beat on the pinch. Here comes Carolina. Centering. Can't grab the handle. It goes into the corner. Carolina reloading in the neutral zone. Tries the other side. Dumps it down low. Jacob is there. Sends it up. Will can't get his stick to it. Jacob back on it. Trying to find a pass. Just sends it long. Carolina coming back in. Working it at the top of the slot. Shooting. Rory's got it. So fresh legs coming on for Kirkwood here. Down 3-0. The scoreline is similar to yesterday, but this is not the same game as yesterday. Kirkwood looking much stronger than they did in Saturday's game. Not getting the result that they deserve out of it, but the chances have been there. Blake sending it up the boards. Gavin. Picked off by Leo. And it goes back into the corner. Sent up the boards to Aiden. Switch to the weak side, that's Leo. Strong stick by Carolina, breaks it up. And they dump it back in behind the goal. Aiden is there. Broken up by Carolina to keep it in. Into the slot, down low. Big save by Rory, keeps it out. Carolina still on the puck behind the goal. Now Aiden's got it. Building some speed, making a move, losing the handle. And Kirkwood had to wait before coming in. Fighting it for it through the neutral zone. Carolina dumping it in. Behind the goal. Puck battle there. Blake is down there low. That's David skating out. Kept in at the blue line by Carolina. Gavin will go behind the goal and try the other side.
Ready, guys. Hey, one.
And the puck sneaks all the way to Rory, who just covers it. So 3-0 Carolina. Just under 9 minutes to go here in the second period. And Carolina, after we were saying it's been even chances at both ends, Carolina is starting to build the possession. As Rory gets her pads out for the save there. It has, although the goals were one-sided in the first period, the chances were even this period. The goals are even, but the possession has been mostly Carolina's. Nice move by Liam back there. Finds some space up the far boards. Now dumps it in. Liam looking. Finds Sam, sends it off the side netting. Around. Shot coming from Jacob. It goes over the bar. Liam on it, gets it back to the point. That's Bodie. Looked like he might have turned that over for a breakaway. Jacob breaks it up. And now Jacob coming back up those same boards. Puck is turned over, but it comes in offsides. Three 3-0 Carolina, still scoreless in this period. Carolina wins the draw, loses an edge. Battle just inside the blue line, and Will gets checked to the ice. More contact there on the far boards. Blake's got it, sends it in. Carolina whacking it up that same side. Blake sending it back down into the corner. Will comes crashing in on the forecheck. Out to Blake at neutral ice. He's got to wait for his teammates to clear the zone. They do. He sends it back in. Here's Will on the forecheck. And now Jackson can't win the puck in Carolina. Doesn't skate out. Good stick by Jaden to keep it in. Will goes down again. Jackson turns it around. High slot here. And Carolina skates it out. Broken up by Gavin. Kirkwood coming the other way. Puck up ahead to Leo. He chases it into the corner. Back to David. Bodie loading up that wrister. Blocked in the slot. Now Jacob tries the other side. David will chase it into the corner. His head's up looking for a pass. Finds Bodie at the point. Can't get the handle. And he has to go back to neutral ice. Carolina fighting through. Jacob behind the goal. Kirkwood can't connect on the pass. And the puck goes the length of the ice for icing. There was a little life on that shift from Kirkwood, who's been penned in their defensive zone most of this period. Period one was 3-0 Carolina, although chances were pretty even at both ends. This period has been scoreless, with Carolina dominating possession. That's just how it goes in hockey sometimes. Pad save by Rory.
You guys got to get some shooters on that faceoff. You got it? Immediately.
So we're still 3-0 Carolina with 5.5 minutes left here in the second. Sam gets it to Liam. Here's Liam skating in to the face-off circle, finds Bryson in front of the goal, can't get a stick to it. He recenters through the slot. Liam back on the puck, gets it back to the point. Gavin sends it down to Liam, centering. Bryson's there, misses wide. Liam cuts him off at the blue line. It does sneak out to neutral ice. Puck goes low behind the goal, now into the corner. Battle for it there. Gavin skates away with it. Coming up the other side. Carolina holds the line. Gavin gets a stick to it. Now out to Bryson at neutral ice. Tries to make a move. Good stick by the defenseman. Carolina coming the other way. Turns around, sticked away by Kirkwood. Jaden skating in on the forecheck. Here's Blake up ahead to Jaden. Carolina clears it to the center line. Gavin's back, gets a stick on it. Carolina keeps coming. Switches it to the weak side. Kirkwood is there. Jaden finds Jackson. Makes a move, loses an edge. And Carolina skating in, trying to get around the defenseman, but can't. Gavin strong there on defense, keeping that attacker from getting around him. And the puck goes the length of the ice. Will get there first, no icing. Out to Jackson, who fights for it into the corner. Carolina's on the puck. Sending it out to Jacob, holding the line.
Catch it.
Here comes Jacob. Gaining the blue line, skating in. Will and Jaden fighting for it on those far boards. Now puck squirts loose. They've got a race for it. No icing. Bodie wins it in the corner. Up to Jaden, switching it to Jackson. Stick is lifted. And puck goes deep into the corner. Carolina building a rush out of their own end. David cuts him off on the boards. They switch to the weak side. Dumping it in, wrapping around behind the goal. Bodie's first to the puck back there. Up to Leo, can't chip it out. Puck goes back down deep. Jacob will go the other way. Heads up looking for a pass. Just sends it down the boards. No icing. Here comes the Kirkwood forecheck. And Carolina clears it out. Defense going for a change, has to hurry. Blake gets back with the stick on it. David's on the puck. Skating with it. Up ahead to Leo. He ushers it across the blue line. Carolina corrals it there. Here's Aiden on the forecheck, winning wraparound in front. Big pile up of players. Let's see what they say. There's a conversation between the officials here. Kirkwood thinks it's in the goal. That's a goal signal. Kirkwood's on the board. Kirkwood just willing it across the goal line. Aiden winning the puck behind the goal. Makes a swift wraparound attempt. Pads were there. Give it to Aiden. He won it behind the goal. So Kirkwood on the board. 3-1 now, Carolina, with just over a minute left here in the second period. .103 left in this second stanza. Kirkwood has been penned in their defensive zone most of this period, but they have the only goal of the frame. And this is still a game here, 3-1. As puck squirts loose into Kirkwood's defensive zone. Bodie's back for it, sends it up to Bryson. Here comes the forecheck with no icing. Sam is there. Bodie holds the line. Forward to Bryson, loose. Now they cover. Puck and clock stops with an even 30 seconds. So Kirkwood will get an offensive zone draw here. Half a minute to play in the second stanza.
Walk in.
Looking for the centering pass. Jackson's there. Misses wide. What a look from Kirkwood. Still on the puck. Jaden. Centering. Kicked out of the slot. Carolina on a rush. 4 seconds. Loose into the corner. And that'll close period number 2. So after Carolina scores 3 in the first period and then starts pinning Kirkwood in, Kirkwood finds a moment of brilliance behind the goal. That's Aiden Lamb wearing the captaincy, creating a chance for the goal. So here we are, ready for period 3 of the Nashville Shootout championship game. Kirkwood and Carolina. Carolina leading 3-1. There was a very even first period on the ice, but not on the scoreboard. Carolina jumping out to a 3-0 lead after scoring 15 seconds into the game. I would say Carolina dominated that second period, but Kirkwood came away ahead on the scoreboard, winning that middle frame. 1-0 is here. Carolina has a chance in front. Loose puck. Where is it? Battle for it. Still loose. Now swept aside by Jaden out to Jackson. And Kirkwood clears. A nervy moment here early in the final frame. But in both periods, the score has not reflected the play on the ice. So your guess is as good as mine is what's going to happen here in the third. Puck cleared out to neutral ice. Gavin is there off the glass, back into the zone. Carolina will try the other side. Back out to Gavin at the center line. Dumps it in ahead to David. Can't get a stick to it. Carolina coming in. Aiden winning the puck and skating behind his own goal. Changing directions. Chipping it up. David got a stick to it there. Aiden contesting at the center line. Puck's back to Jacob. Carolina's in with support. Now slapped out to neutral ice. Carolina skating across the blue line, makes a move into the slot, goes down, and we'll have the first penalty of the game. Should be a trip against Kirkwood. Hurricane forward, making a hard move into the top of the slot, goes down there and draws the first penalty of the game. So Kirkwood will have to kill off a minute and a half of penalty time here. Liam will take the draw for Kirkwood, wins it to Bryson, who slaps it out. Good start to the penalty kill for Kirkwood. Carolina reloading, but loose puck comes to Bodie, sends it right back out to Bryson, catches it, and finds Liam one-on-one with the defender. Makes a move, broken up. Bryson chips it down behind the goal. Carolina is there. Carolina on the power play, getting its first bit of possession, but it's loose to Jacob. And he gets it out, sneaks past the defenseman. It will not be icing either. So very strong penalty kill from Kirkwood so far. Held in by Will at the blue line. Now Carolina coming in. Skating around the corner. Shot, scores. They do not miss that shot. Again, looking innocent enough. They had 3 defenders back. Still turning the corner, and that shot has just gone in all weekend. So Kirkwood looking very strong on the power play. Carolina having almost none of the puck, even with the man advantage, but just a little bit of speed down the wing there, turning the corner on 3 defensemen as Kirkwood wants a trip there at the other end. They won't get it. But really, there was nothing going for Carolina on that power play. It just got a bit of an edge around the defense and buried that shot like they have all weekend. Kirkwood comes away with it in the corner, still on the puck. Back out to Jacob at the point. Sends it to the opposite corner. Aiden is there. He goes down, arms in the air for a penalty. It's a delayed penalty we're playing on here. There's the whistle. Officials letting Kirkwood play on with the puck on the delayed penalty. So now Kirkwood will get its first turn on the power play. If you hadn't seen what had happened, you would have guessed that it was Kirkwood with the extra man on the first penalty. They had much more of the puck on Carolina's power play, but it was just that one little moment that they found a crack in the door and kicked it open, burying a shot from the wing, pushing their lead out to 4-1. Now Kirkwood will have the man advantage. Let's see what they can do with it. Back out to Jacob at the point. Shot is blocked. David covering for Jacob as he goes deep with the puck. Carolina working it out of the corner. Jacob holding the line again. Shot, hits a leg. Jacob holds, sends it low again behind the goal. And it sneaks past Bodie on the other side. It's gonna get all the way to Rory, who has to cover with a forechecker coming in, spraying Rory intentionally. No one likes to see that. And it will be unsportsmanlike on Carolina for that spray of Rory. So We still have penalty time from the first penalty. Is this going to be a 5-on-3 for Kirkwood? 5-on-3 now for 57 seconds. Liam will take the draw for Kirkwood. There, the second penalty goes up on the board. Over to Bryson, shot, kick, save, keeps it out. And Carolina clears it. Will be icing at this level, so puck goes back the other side for offensive zone face-off. Kirkwood, 5-on-3 power play, needs a goal here, down 4-1. 8:26 left in the game. Liam wins the draw to Bryson. Back to Gavin at the point. Long wrister, deflected into the goalie. So a couple good draws from Liam here on the 5-on-3. They'll do it again. Liam again winning the faceoff. Gavin down into the corner deep. Sam is there in front. Goalie's got it. This is good from Kirkwood. They're winning the draws, getting the puck to the front of the net. Now need to bury one. There is 29 seconds left on the first penalty, 1:02 left on the second, so half a minute left of 5-on-3 here, and then still more extended penalty time for Kirkwood. Liam wins the draw, fourth time. Bryson shooting, on goal, puck is loose. It's loose in the crease. It was on the blue paint, but it's swept aside. Back door. Goalie gets to it. And Carolina wraps it around. Blake's got it at center ice. Kirkwood coming back in on the 5-on-3. A little disorganized there. Centering to Liam, can't get a stick to it. Bryson steps up, centers, misses Liam on the far post. Gavin comes in on deep, tries to get it to the front of the net. He does. Sam behind the goal. Carolina's on the puck. Carolina on it in the corner. Now gets it out, and they have the puck. Turning the corner. Big save by Rory to keep it out. Carolina back to full strength now.
Help him out! Help!
Blake gets the loose puck. Up the boards. Liam is there, can't get to it. Long shot coming in off the pads. Blake sends it forward. And Carolina coming. Blake will get the loose puck on the other side. Makes a move. Sends it out all the way to Carolina's blue line. Back to Gavin. Up to... And Carolina takes it back. Skating in with some speed. Shooting off the post. And Rory covers.
Tell Jacob.
So 4-1 Carolina, 6:09 left in the game. Kirkwood did everything they needed to on that 5-on-3 except score. You saw Liam win 4 consecutive face-offs in the offensive zone. Each time Kirkwood getting it to the net, but each time the goalie was there. Dropping it back to the point. Deflection behind the goal. Carolina has it. Still with time and space, centering. Jacobs there. Strong's on the stick. Carolina behind the goal. Changing directions, wrap around into the slot. Shot blocked by Jaden. Getting a stick on that one. Out to Jackson. And Jaden dumps it in. Carolina winning the puck in their own zone, now coming through neutral ice. Good back check by Will to break it up. And now David comes in, skating forward with it. He makes a move, beats a man, shooting from the wing, just wide. Jackson slaps it back on goal, glove save. 5:11 left in the game, 4-1 Carolina. Carolina's goalie has been very strong in net today. Kirkwood getting plenty of chances, just not able to keep pace with the finishing skill of Carolina here in our end. And Blake gets it forward to Leo. Tries to center it, broken up by Carolina. Carolina skating with speed. And now offsides. Fighting through contact there on the near boards. David will take the draw for Kirkwood. He wins it back to Blake. Forward to Aiden. And Carolina coming and into the boards. That's going to be a penalty. We have a little bit of a scuffle here behind the play. That was a rough hit into the boards there. Did not make contact with the wall kindly, and he's feeling it. Just an awkward fall into the boards. Carolina, 4:32 left in the game as we pause for the Hurricane player to collect himself out. That looked like very tough contact on the boards over there. Good to see him skating under his own power, even if it is quite gingerly. So the extracurricular activity there after the hit into the boards is going to leave some of Kirkwood's players out for the rest of the game. I imagine Blake is one of them. I didn't see who the others were. They've got Aiden's number 95 up on the board serving the penalty. Carolina skating in to the high slot, shooting off the helmets. Another follow-up attempt, swept aside by Kirkwood. Bryson chips it off the board to exit. Makes a move to center ice. Tries the other side. Goes down, hard contact there. And another whistle. So 4:08 to play. Carolina leading 4-1. It's going to be 4-on-4 here. Minute and 5 left on Kirkwood's penalty. Kirkwood has it in the corner. Carolina steals it there. Skating with some speed through neutral zone. Dumping it in deep. Jacob will get to it first. Sends it forward. Carolina holds the zone. Jacob skates it out. Gains the blue line. Jaden on the puck. Carolina coming the other way. Shooting, blocked there, it slides to the corner. Bodie slaps it up the boards. Jaden gets a stick to it. Now out to Liam. Looking, he has no help right now, doesn't know what to do with the puck. Makes a move, high slot. Shot, kick, save. What an effort from Liam. Just all alone against several Hurricanes. Still able to get a shot off and force a stretched out save. Shot coming, scores! Jackson Lowry with the goal. Pulls Kirkwood back within 2, 4-2. So, scoring on what was a power play goal.
Puck's on net, you're pitching, okay? Puck's up your wall, you're in. You're like a forward if you have to be, okay? It doesn't matter if we give one up, we gotta score 2, okay? Take a chance, who freaking cares? Okay, got it?
Listen, we're going to run the straddle. Right? If their D is dropping, defensemen and centers, you're going to have a lane right through. I don't care who has it. If you got high stick, it's just easy. Well, they are offensive zone, they're not covering the points. All right? So look there. All right, you got this. Take position. Increase this win battle.
Kirkwood down by 2, 4-2. 2:54 left in this championship game. David takes the draw, wins it, skates forward. Kirkwood battling to get it in deep. In the corner, puck battle there. David comes in to help, gets a stick to it. Now they're gonna pull Roy for the empty net. Little bit of a bobble by the goalie. Was stretched out and struggling to find the puck. It does stay out. So Kirkwood goes with the empty net. 2:29 on the clock. 4-2 on the board. David will be in for the draw. Kirkwood sorting out its personnel with the extra skater on the ice. Puck is on the ice now. Kirkwood battling for it. Whistle. Tripping against Carolina will give even more of an advantage to Kirkwood here. Should be 6-on-4 now. 2:18 left in the game. Kirkwood chasing a 2-goal deficit. Jaden in for the draw. It goes back into the corner behind the goal. Carolina trying to send it out. They do. It will go for icing with the empty net. Go the other way and do it again. 2:06 left on the clock. 1:17 left in Carolina's penalty. Kirkwood skating 6-on-4 here. They looked very good with the 5-on-3 opportunity earlier. Held in by Jacob, shot coming, misses wide. Will gets to it in the corner, back to Bodie at the point. Back down low to Will. Behind the goal, centering, denied. Out to Jacob, shot coming, loose in the slot. And Carolina clears it. It will go the length of the ice for icing. We'll show you the board. 52 seconds left on the penalty for 6-on-4. 141 left in the game. David on the draw, Liam on his right, Sam on his left. Liam has it, back to Jacob, off a leg, skating in, shooting, missing. Back to Bodie, loading up a wrister, off of a Kirkwood leg. Bodie again stepping up. Carolina on it in the corner. Kirkwood coming away with it. It's in the goal! David Kukla gets the 6-on-4 goal. Kirkwood winning it out of the corner. Quick trigger from David, slides it under the pads. It's a 1-goal game. 4-3, 1:17 left to go in the game. David stays in for another face-off here after scoring the goal, cutting the lead in half. He wins it into the zone. Carolina collects it there. They clear it. Icing is waved off. Here comes the forecheck. Carolina gets to it first. Wraparound attempt, centering. Sam on the puck in the corner. Sends it out. Jacob stepping up out of his own zone. They're pulling Rory out of the goal. And we have a whistle behind the play for an injured Hurricane. Another Hurricane goes down. We'll show you the board. 48 seconds left. David's goal brings the score to 4-3. Carolina player covering his face in clear pain. Did not see the play. Didn't see what happened there. And is being assisted off the ice this time. So we reset after the injury. 4-3 Carolina. Kirkwood chasing. Only a 1-goal deficit now after falling behind 3-0 in the first period. Working their way back into this thing. 48 seconds left. Offensive zone face-off here. Net is empty. Skating 6-on-5. Jaden takes the draw for Kirkwood. Glove save from the wing. Goes behind. Kirkwood player went down behind goal. No penalty. Puck still loose in the low slot. Bobbled for it. Where's the puck? It's in the corner. 25 seconds left. And now a whistle. Looks like it's going to be against Carolina. Looks like a cross check against Carolina will give Kirkwood. Can't change on that chance. So 20 seconds to go here. Kirkwood skating 6-on-4. Okay, we have a timeout. The penalty went up on Kirkwood's side of the scoreboard, but it is against Carolina. So, 20 seconds to go in the game. Carolina leads 4-3 after leading 3-0 after the first period. The penalty is shown on Kirkwood's side of the board, but it is against Carolina. With the empty net, Kirkwood will skate 6-on-4. Okay, there are 6 stars. I was not seeing one. 6 stars on the ice against 4 Hurricanes. Puck is on the ice. Shot coming from Jacob. Goes wide. Jackson has it on the far boards. Bobbles the puck. Turns it around. Gets it low. Shot behind the goal. Kirkwood's on the puck. Wrap around. Covered on the doorstep. Kirkwood thinks they've scored. Refs say no. What's the signal here? One official is waving it off. Kirkwood thinks it's in the goal. 3 seconds are on the scoreboard. Not sure what happened. Draw is going to come to Liam. And the clock is going to run out on the comeback attempt. Kirkwood really thought they scored there. I couldn't see what happened from our vantage point, but Kirkwood's players thought the goal was in the net. Official clearly waved it off. We'll see if we can get an explanation on that one later. But what a comeback attempt by Kirkwood. Down 3-0 after the first period. Chances were very even in that first period despite the score. The scoreboard did not reflect the play on the ice. It was just finishing skill out of Carolina where Kirkwood couldn't vary their chances. You can see they're very frustrated here, really thinking they scored there at the end to tie it. But it will be Carolina celebrating the championship. Second period, I would say, was dominated by Carolina. They had Kirkwood pinned in their own end in a way that they didn't in the first period, but it was Kirkwood scoring the only goal of the second period. working it back to a 3-1 score, despite being heavily outplayed, or at least Carolina dominating the possession in that way. So 3-1 going into the second intermission. Carolina got the early goal of the third period, making it 4-1. They had a power play that was honestly dominated by Kirkwood on the penalty kill. Kirkwood having much more of the puck. Carolina barely touching it at all, but late in the power play, they got one forward free down the line against 3 Kirkwood defensemen, and it looked like nothing doing there, but the forward was able to get just a sliver of space around the corner, and when they get in close, they just do not miss their chances. They were such a high percentage team from the high danger areas, and that one moment of power play time was enough to give them the 4-1 lead, despite the penalty kill looking like the better side. But Kirkwood wasn't done there. It was Aiden Lamb winning the puck behind the goal, getting it to the front of the net, and the rest of the Kirkwood team crashed the net from there and just honestly willed the puck over the goal line. Looked almost like a tush push you see in the NFL. Just a big pile up of players getting it across the goal line. And that cut the lead to 4-2. Kirkwood had a 5-on-3 opportunity for a long stretch of time. Liam Gale wins 4 consecutive offensive zone faceoffs. Kirkwood did everything they needed to on the 5-on-3 besides score. And Carolina kept the puck out of the net despite Kirkwood looking very strong and very organized on the 5-on-3 opportunity. But later on a power play, David wins the puck out of a puck battle. Quick trigger as it falls loose to him and slides it under the pads, making it 4-3 late in the game. A couple more penalties gave Kirkwood some 6-on-4 chances with the empty net, but they were just not able to get it to go. As you see, Carolina celebrating their championship here. Kirkwood really thought they got the puck into the goal late there. It was on the far end of the ice. I couldn't see what happened. Kirkwood players clearly thought the puck was in the goal. The official clearly waved it off immediately. There might have been a little bit of a conversation between the officials, but really never looked like they had any intention of calling it a goal. And so it's going to be sour grapes on the ride home from Kirkwood, who really battled hard against a team that beat them 7-2 yesterday, and then they fall down 3-0 in the first period. Would have been very easy to just let this one get away from them, but they fight back and make it very interesting late, getting it to a 1-goal game and even feeling like they had the equalizer in the net. So big performance out of Kirkwood, much better look out of them, and not just because of the score. They just didn't seem to have a lot of urgency in yesterday's game and let the early 2 goals get away from them into a 7-2 running clock victory for Carolina yesterday. This time, they brought their best game, and they were able to really battle all the way to the end. They're not going to feel great about how it ended, but they have to, in a couple of days, look back on this one. And this is a big step forward for this team against an opponent that, in my mind, was clearly a higher caliber team in terms of their speed and finishing skill and organization on the ice. For Kirkwood to battle to the final buzzer against a team like this, like they did here, especially after falling behind 3-0 after losing 7-2, I think this is going to really tune this team up for league play once they get back to St. Louis. So they don't come away with the banner or hardware that they wanted, but as far as moral victory goes, I know people don't love that language in sports, but this is a big step forward for this team. Big learning experience. You got a couple different end game scenarios that they got to practice with the empty net, the 6-on-4, the 6-on-5, just chasing a game late like that. This is a huge step forward for this team as they get back into the meat of league play in St. Louis. But that's all from Nashville as we say goodbye from Gary Force Acura Ice Arena.